I don't think it's an either or. You know, it's kind of the classic suite versus best of breed debate. And I'll give you an example why. You might go with Ariba, you might go with Oracle, you might go with Evalua, anybody who's got, you know, end-to-end source to pay, 6 areas, right? Sourcing, spend analysis, supplier management, contract management, e-procurement, invoice to pay. But within one area, CLM for example, it's impossible to go with one vendor to get all aspects of contract management today. We did a survey a couple years ago for sourcing technology in US companies, Fortune 500. We found that the average Fortune 500 company had access to 3 e-sourcing tools in terms of what they had purchased in different departments. So I don't see it as an either or. So I think as integration gets better, right, it becomes less of a debate, and there will always be innovation at the periphery that the big guys choose not to pursue because it's not in their short-term game.
You know, ultimately, whatever you implement, whatever you put forward, you're going to have to work with these guys because, again, it's gone are the days where you sell a piece of software and you then turn around and you say, you know, you've bought it, thanks very much, see you later. This is about how you get continuous improvement over the longer term. And it may be that you have to integrate with X or with Y or with Z. But I don't think it's one solution fits all ills. But
I think it's also about maturity in the different areas. So if you actually split up the process and you look at the different module savings and contracts, and then how mature is your organization within each process, and that actually also helps you determine how well you implement technologies in those. So if you're really mature in the sourcing, then you can go with the big systems and complex approaches. If you're not, maybe an easy solution is a better choice. So that's also, I think, chemistry, maturity, I think that's definitely important.
But it's that understanding between the buying organisation for these technologies and the supplying organisation. And unfortunately, what tends to happen, the number of times that we see as vendors, people going to the market saying, I have a list of requirements, 372 different questions that I want to ask about can it do X or Y, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. They've never had a conversation with any of the vendors at all, but you have to follow the process and out you go, and you end up buying something that maybe has all the technical requirements that you think you need without actually ever having looked at what the process could be. How would you integrate it in your organisation? How's it going to affect your people? You know, and that I think is much more important to work out at the outset before you go down any path of saying, well, it's technology A, technology B, or technology C.
I really share that frustration, yeah, because basically the customer engineers exactly what they think they want to buy and then write it backwards in the form of questions. That's not what procurement's meant to be, right? And then everyone's boxed into a corner.